Alright. Alright, try talking again?
Okay, can you hear me here?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Alright, it's saying the starting scene screen and the music levels are fine.
Okay, good. Okay, sounds good. Everybody in? Okay. Alright, road check. RD, you there? RD, you there? Okay. Yeah, I see. I don't know why I'm having a hard time hearing everybody. Okay, I heard you a little bit. Talk again?
Can you hear me now?
Hmm. Oh,
I'm asking.
okay, speak.
Hola, hola, hola.
It's so weird. Like, I think this thing is like directly tied to my headset. I can't like doesn't seem to be able to control the actual sound.
So you're gonna have to ask Artie.
Yeah, yeah, but it's like it's like. Alright, somebody give me a sound check on the actual one over there, like on the YouTube channel. Feel free to talk. I'll probably edit this out or whatever. Good dude, can you hear us?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you guys just fine.
YouTube is sounding fine.
Okay, thank you. Everybody can hear me. All right, all right, cool. So, um, last time we left off on the live session, we were in a metropolitan downtown area square, akin to that of Times Square in New York, but in Paris. Something along the lines of what we have in the starting screen. Uh, as you look around, there's like people meandering here and there, as earlier when you were when you go to the shopping mall the other time. There's people with prosthetic limbs here and there, and just the sheer amount of technology which is existing from the time that you have awoken back into the world is so staggering that it's that in the style of almost like Ghost in the Shell, where things are holographic, sticking out, and advertisements are in your face, more so than the area you were at beforehand. But you empty out to what seems to be a sidewalk with a couple of security rails to keep the cars at bay, and there's just a busy sidewalk down in the metropolitan side. Um, what do we do, guys?
I'm breathing slowly heavily and looking around like, oh, is everyone here?
Yeah, I'm here as well.
Yeah, same. Henry looks back and he's gives you a nod.
What the hell was that thing?
I don't know. Actually, I don't think my character's here.
Yeah.
What the? You mean the colonel? What are you talking about?
Do you know this song?
What the great?
Yeah, kid. You might want to grab a pen real quick. Uh, you look good out of here. What do we want to guard here?
Luther King took out those guys?
No, you don't know. All I know is I saw something. I saw something. It was so much transparency. It was like a masked snake creature crawling from the top of the ground into the people. And then they woke up. I don't know still what happened.
All I saw was the big guy just getting
Yeah, it was a big, it was transparent. I don't know what I see. It was just long and red and nasty looking, man. I don't know what it was. Let's discuss this later. We need to get out of here. The guy said we need to some place to wash our hands. We need soap. This is getting insane. Yeah.
Tressa looks at you with a bit of like she can't wrap her head around as to what everybody is saying, and like she's coming out of a daze, and she catches the tail end of what you just said, um, Joe, and a little bit, I think. Um, roll me the appropriate stats for this that you think would be. Uh huh. They look at you. They're kind of worried. You're an intimidating motherfucker. And okay, so you managed to get this kind of roundish man with very cherubic features, um, very like on the verge of being bald, but holding on to a few strands of hair. And he looks at you with a thick mustache, uh, going from brown to gray, um, and he looks at you and huh? Yeah, man, it's down the street. Make a left. Hmm. He walks off.
Oh, no, I didn't know you guys. Speak English?
let's move, says Tressa. All right, so who's leading the way?
I lead the way.
Okay. All right. So it doesn't take you too long to arrive into what seems to be a small door that has gold embroidery on it, spelling the word La Fuente with a sign. Excuse me, that akin to an old, ye old bar, you know. And then you open it up, and there's immediately leads to some staircases that go upstairs, which is reminiscent of what the caller on the other side of the phone said. You enter, and it is immediately a Major Dean, and he asks if you have any reservations.
Yes, sir. Just need to use the bathroom. We're tourist spot. Got a line from street light.
Uh, well, I am sorry, but I cannot let you pass through the establishment without paying. Yes, sir. For paying customers only.
How much is the thing of water?
The water is free.
Hey, you paying customers for?
You must pay a minimum of $35. That is an appetizer.
Why would you advertise for $35? Is that your money?
Well, I am sorry. Why is it so adamant for you to go use the restroom here? Oh, do I need to call security on you? Secure. Nobody's gonna try to roll for this. Nobody's gonna try to roll for this.
I'm gonna try to roll.
roll me something.
Okay. I'm gonna give you this charisma subterfuge.
Okay. Subterfuge. Uh, why the charisma, and then why the subterfuge again?
Cause I'm lying.
Okay. So you try to charismatically lie to this dude. All right. Would be better for manipulation, but.
Alright, manipulation.
All right. So this guy is obviously a hassle. So we're gonna play with the threshold rules. So you need to at least have one success, right? And the success is a 7.
That's one.
And use your character sheet for when rolling.
What do you mean?
You put it on Streetwise. You know that, right? Like I have your character sheet, and you have it on Streetwise. No. Well, come again, KT?
Okay, you want me to do what now? You said roll character? I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, yeah. Where you at? Let me see. Character sheet. All right. So you were rolling a charisma. So then just give me a dice thing.
I was rolling. You said roll. You got me doing manipulation, so I did manipulation.
Yeah, yeah. And then like you use the oh fucking Christ. How did I get here? Ooh. I know. I just oh boy. Yeah. Okay. So what I meant by that is for future reference, go to your character sheet and then where it says dice. Okay. All right. So when for future reference, so use your character sheet where it says dice. Just type in your action that you're gonna bribe the dude, right? This. All right. It also asks you that, and then you roll as many dice as you have all the actions, right? So you're doing manipulation, which is 1, and subterfuge, which is 3 dice, right? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, no. Manipulation subterfuge is 2 dice.
On total? Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so you roll 2 dice, you input the dice amount, and the difficulty 7. I mean, this is just for future reference. You already got it. And then it'll let us know if you got a success or not. And you got 2 successes, so we're going to go with this one instead. So okay, so we're going to be playing.
You can show me how to do this later, because I got completely confused on how to do that. But go
Okay, no problem, no problem. Okay, so um, you. Did you guys hear me when I said we're gonna be playing with the threshold rules?
Yeah.
I heard that, but I didn't hear the rest of it.
Okay, so the threshold is what you do is the GM will say that this thing has a threshold of one, right? So you need to at least get two successes in order for it to be, and then I'll say what the difficulty is past that. That's just like can give us like a good amount of like how actually much you succeed by or not.
Yeah, a threshold of 2 on difficulty.
Yes.
So is there like one difficulty and one threshold?
Hmm. And if you're just like a base thing, I won't give you a threshold. It'll just be a simple, just roll. Make sense?
Okay.
Alright.
All right. Cool. So we're gonna roll. With you got two successes. All right. You you succeed and you what do you say to him? Because you more than just succeed. But it's not like a brilliant display, but it's a pretty good one.
Yeah, yeah. I like push everybody back a little bit and I walk up to him and like, listen, I am the right hand man of a very important person. He is the dog. If you
Yes.
don't want to, maybe toe cut off, you let us use the bathroom. The dog is very angry.
Oh, ho, ho, ho. No, friend, no, friend. No need to go there. I understand. I understand. I shall escort you there myself. And he grabs a couple of books, and then he takes you towards the restroom.
For reference, all the people who couldn't hear until we cut out, he said that he will escort us himself.
Did I keep cutting out? Cutting it out?
Every once in a while, your mic cuts out.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
Are you there still?
Let's see.
He asleep. All right.
Yeah, I'm listening.
Okay. All right. So yeah, he escorts you to the restroom itself, and it's on your typical high class bathrooms, with the seats and you know you handle the business. So you guys go. All the guys, pretty much, except for one girl, goes to the bathroom. What do you guys ensue there?
Look around and I immediately look at the sinks.
The sinks has zoo soaps, lead two soaps,
They have like two sinks.
lead two soaps.
Alright, what color are those sinks?
A amberish color soap and a greenish soap that lends itself to have a tea-like aroma.
Look at the guys, I whistle over and kind of walk over really slowly and get a little bit of soap on your hand and proceed to wash
Mm. So as you do, oh, nice. All right. So I'm guessing all of you proceed to do the same, right? Okay. So as you do, you feel this very minty feeling that it seems to permeate the surface of your skin, um, and you feel it like so much so that you feel it even up to your forearm. I mean, not your forearm, your shoulder, and that worried feeling that was looming over you beforehand seems to dissipate into a restful, peaceful state.
get this overwhelming feeling of dry my hands, slowly feeling very calm. Then you'll see Jeffrey Miggins.
Okay.
And each of us feels this as we're doing this.
Yes, every single one of you feels it. And then you hear the door open, and Tressa comes in, like in the middle of you guys washing your hands, and she looks around and she starts washing it with you guys.
He's like rushing over, scratching his head, like, well, there's no green soap in there.
She's like, "There was no soap," And also, there were catty bitches having an argument about somebody's money.
Oh, I've seen that happen before. You ever seen one chick actually, snatch the weed? I'm not gonna ask you. I'm not gonna ask you because but the story's stupid. So what's gonna happen? Like,
I don't know. But she's like, oh. And she's watching, she's like, she gives out this small moan, and she's like, oh, this feels good.
what's the nigga shit?
Man, it feels like a little bit too good.
You okay, Anakin? It's like,
I'm just like a little too relaxed. Like a little relaxed.
Yeah.
Second,
Hey, you sound kind of far, man. Still far away? What? Okay. Okay. So, yeah. So you guys are handling business and whatnot. So, what do you,
so, I'm sitting there staring in my hand, like,
nothing else happens afterwards.
hey, what was the next step of the secret handshake to get started?
I don't know, man. They just told me to come in here. Wash your hands. So,
Yes. Same sensation. Yours what? Well, you feel a very minty feeling overcome you that brings a state of bliss. That that worried panic feeling that you were having that someone was looming over you suddenly disappears.
I'm trying to get this spot calm. I don't know what kind of mumbo jumbo he's spewing. Could be just fucking. This could all be just a dream. Yeah. He grabs his robe and he opens it up and he puts it on her head and presses the weight.
And as you do, you hear nothing but static. Like the moment you try to like press a button, static.
He after that he gets close to the bone. He'll look at like the magnet and look back at it. Look at him and then try to arrange it.
Still nothing.
What is this serious shit? He hears Joe Brown. He's like, you see this? This is different.
Yep, nothing. One second, guys. All right, sorry. I was.
I don't know.
What do you think? I mean, I don't know. It seems they're trying to update the longest.
Wait, didn't you have a book here?
Yeah. He like looks for it and pulls it out, jump from.
Now, what's the name of this book? Do you see it marked on there or anything?
I'll look at the map. Let's carefully question.
Yeah. Um. As you're looking at the map, you are several hundred. No, I'm joking, not 100. You're about 20 miles from the bakery after some investigating. You can try.
I look up on this.
And then you see that you have no signal here. Yeah, I'm not about walking right now. Not after what the hell we just went through. Henry looks at you.
He's like, well, before we get our cab in the car.
Yeah, let's get out of here. Let's start tracking people, right?
So as you come out, who's the first one to go out?
Me?
Okay. So you head out. You open the door calmly. As you come across, there's four guys blocking your way in all suits, gray and with a red tie, white undershirt,
Okay. Anthony says, "Excuse me, gentlemen," and he turns to walk past them.
and they all look very alike in one way or another, and they're holding their hands like right in front of them, like down by their groin, and like overlapping each other, and they're like puffing up, and they look at you. The guy you try to pass, he extends his hand, doesn't place it on you, doesn't try to push you, but just like deters you, and he gives you a nod, saying no.
I'll be exiting the bathroom.
He tries to walk around his hand.
The other guys stop you in there, and he says, "Come with us,"
Where's he?
and he like gives you a head, like he just points his head out over to the restaurant, to the greater part of the restaurant.
And, who's that? He kind of leans towards him and says quietly,
Don't worry.
uh, that makes me worry more.
One word at this point. Excuse me, gentlemen. Is there a problem here?
No problem.
No problem. So we can go.
No,
Well, then there's a problem.
for you.
Excuse me? Who are you? And what do you want with us? And I started speaking louder to the rest of the restaurant.
And then it suddenly hits you. The restaurant is quiet as fuck. There's no sound of anybody hitting plates with forks or anybody talking or anything.
You should get back.
I walk out of the bathroom, still looking at the map. As I put it away, I look up and what's going on here?
These guys won't let us leave.
You won't let us leave. Hey, it's our right to leave. What you want here?
No problem. Our boss just wishes to have a word with you.
Who's the boss?
The owner of this establishment.
Who's that?
Maybe,
So the guy who deterred you moves, and he signals the other one to go around to kind of like put you guys in a like surround you in a phalanx kind of format as he walks you out. And you see that there's a table, there's a booth, like a half booth that overlooks the large window at the end of the restaurant to your right the moment you come out of the bathroom. And there is sitting some kind of figure, stirring a large thing of wine. You can know it's wine because it's contrasting the brightness from the outside and the style of cup which he's holding it in his hand.
Okay. Anthony is going to try and crumple between these two guys and start pushing them towards the opening.
Okay.
So would that be dexterity,
Athletics.
athletics? Okay. Let's see. Dice. There's
Mm-hmm.
Give me what? Three. Five. What's the difficulty?
7.
7. Oh, damn. I rolled a 1, a 2, a 2, a 4, and a 7 on my first.
Well, Well, you don't succeed. Matter of fact, you don't royally fuck up, but you go for it and you. Well, actually, how would you describe it happens? Actually, I want to know what's on your mind.
On my mind,
Like what do you envision your character does?
uh, he kind of like guides for like the gap between himself, like hips, I guess
Uh huh.
you could call it, and tries to like do a roll out. So I guess it would depend on how they interact in the movements.
I'm gonna say that you almost trip and fall, but catch your like their foot. I mean their knee kind of stops you a bit, and you almost trip and fall, but not yet, not far enough, and you catch yourself.
Okay, so where am I now?
You're still behind him.
So I'm behind them.
Yeah, you're still no, you still were behind him. Like you didn't go past them because you didn't tumble, you didn't succeed at all.
Okay, okay, so they're facing away from us now.
Yeah, they're walking you down. Like yeah,
Wait, when did they start walking us down?
like
Because I thought they were in a phalanx around me.
yeah, like they're in a phalanx. Like they were blocking your way because there's a hallway. Then they got around. They motioned for them to move, right? And that's when you were starting to notice the corner of the restaurant to the right, and they were moving. And you said you were going to tumble past them.
I didn't catch that they were moving
Yeah,
up anytime they surrounded me.
yeah. Well, I reiterate again. They were moving, and you're still in the group with everybody else.
Okay. So did they grab me or anything?
No, they just stop you from running.
Okay. Well, I'm going to
Uh,
start my person on his feet.
well, you're not moving because you failed right now. They don't grab you. Does anybody else do anything besides that?
I
That took 3 seconds, by the way. That's an action in the game world. Well, it takes 3 seconds, but sometimes its combat is 7 seconds. Oddly enough.
Yeah. I'll look at Anthony and I'll say, well, wait, kid, come back.
what you got a plan? You got a plan to get out of here? Or?
Working on it. He whispers. He like mouths it like he's working on it. And he has like this stern expression on his face.
Okay, they move you guys closer um, to the booth at the end of the table, at the end of the restaurant.
So are they like pushing us along?
Yeah, yeah, they're moving you guys along. Any,
Okay, then my action is going to change whenever I get behind them.
okay. Anybody else do anything?
No, I'll just say some words like, alright fellas, what is this all about? Like, he's just like talking to him like, what's going on here? What are you...
And one of them honestly returns your question with his answer of, "We don't know."
What do you mean you don't know?
They just shrug. They honestly mean what they say.
Well, it's paid, you must be paying big, huh?
So as you guys uh, you guys get closer to the table. Like I'm gonna hold your action for now, just so we can move on through here. Oh, no, no, go ahead. Actually, what do you want to do? Go ahead. Go ahead.
At this point, he was going to swing at the dude who's pushing me.
Okay. I mean, they're not like on you. They're not pushing you. They're just like guiding you around. They're like around you for you guys don't run off, but they're guiding you towards the
They're not roughing us up.
yeah.
They're just moving us. They're hurting us in an area.
Oh, then I'm just going to stand still. And if he pushes me, then I'll hit him.
Okay. Well, then if you're standing still, obviously discomplying, please feel free to hit him.
Okay. Because I was getting confused about us moving over there when I'm not actually moving. You know what I mean?
Okay. Well, you didn't obviously state that. I was just moving everybody else. Go ahead. Feel free to do so.
Okay. Um. Three, four. What's the difficulty on this?
To hit him, 6.
Oh god. Wait. Why is it red?
Um, cause you got 2 successes and you're the color red. No, wait, no, you're not.
Purple.
Interesting. I don't know.
Because I got a 1 in there, I guess?
Mm-hmm. See.
A 1, 6, 6, and 7. That's all I got.
I don't know. Interesting. All right. Yeah. So you hit him. Uh, let's see what the damage table is right here.
It's strength. I really don't care about hitting full force damage. Other than overall death total and hurt too.
Jesus. I'm just trying to look up the damage table. That's interesting. I don't know.
Oh, I guess he got the success.
Yeah.
So he hits him, and he rolls his strength.
All right. Here we go.
Is it strength damage or damage?
Just your strength damage. I think he gets he only need one success to hit. So anything extra you add to the dice roll, I think that's all.
That's what I'm trying to say. All right. So you do it. Dexterity brawl. It takes 1 action, and it's not telling me how much it actually does. All right. Here we go. Uh.
Isn't it 1 damage per?
Yeah. You do 1 damage. Yeah.
Yeah, you run repel.
Oh, 1 damage.
Okay. So, how do you want to hit him? He's standing above you at a 6'5". Like,
Playing up to 6'5".
mm-hmm.
Hook.
Oh, you're. All right. I'm trying to see. Okay, I got it. Who's rolling nines for?
Huh?
Who?
That was Anthony.
Okay.
He rolled 9.
All right. Sorry, I was looking at other stuff.
Yeah, you rolling something, or is it just automatically the D6?
Shit. I'm gonna roll more than one dice, but pretty much. All right. So you hit him in the jaw, and what was the jaw you said you were gonna hit him at?
Yeah.
All right. You do, and the moment you do, he looks unfazed by it.
He looks phased by it?
Unfazed.
Oh, unfazed by it. Okay.
He definitely looks down. He's like, kid, of everything holy, relax.
And the guy, no, the guy looks back, and he rubs his chin, bites his lip, and he has like the look of murder in his face. And then as you like try to reel back, he grabs you. Well, no, he's about no. He just sternly points, actually, straight to go there. It doesn't retaliate.
Just had to put my own pin in these pussy guys. Hold on.
He chases him, and what is he like? Any
Try,
questions or like?
so you finally get to the booth, and there's like a half shell um, booth that overlooks the outside with a couple of tables of food here and there. And there's I said this wrong, but it should you'd be facing the back of the booth when you're walking towards it, so you go around the booth, and in there is a woman, and she's sipping on this glass of wine. That's what I meant to do. So it's overlooking the street.
What does she look like?
Um, she looks to be in her late 30s, um, elderly look, and not elderly, but quite elegant in her attire, and she definitely looks at somebody who would be very apt to run this place. She has this the look as though um, she's at a state of bliss, and she or no, go ahead.
If nothing was said, he'll look to the left, he'll look to the right. He's like, so, is he taken?
Not by anyone important, so feel free to sit. Make it something.
He sits down, he's like, he crosses his hands, like he cups his hands and, puts it close to his face. And he points at her and says, and he, brings his hands back. He's like, what is this all about?
Does anybody else sit down, just in case? Because I gotta micromanaging.
I'm not sitting down.
What about Kurt?
I said no.
Okay. And she says, "I see that you have laid a hand on one of my very optimal servants here.
Only because he laid his hands on me first.
Hmm. I can respect that. But did he punch you?
No, but they wouldn't let us leave or give us any answers. You know, we're kind of in a we don't know you.
I think kidnapping is up there with punching.
She laughs. Kidnapping? By no means. You're free to go if you wish.
Apparently not. I tried and they wouldn't let me go.
Well, I wish to meet you all before you left. But unfortunately, they are not the most apt and charismatic individuals to have around you. And she waves them off.
Could ever bring us back here. That would help. You know, we just came out of a very messy situation.
I know. I was on the phone with you.
Frazzled.
He's like, almost like in this like look of fear. He's like, like in his face. He's just like, and he's like,
Joe like gives you that like outreach hand, like, okay, I got you. I got you.
he like looks and he's like,
Alright, alright.
what do you do?
Clearly you're not trying to kill us.
No,
See that.
obviously not.
But
I see you were bright enough to bypass the very stringent Major Dean, and I'm glad to see you. Ah, yes, I was. The voice thing, I know. You're probably expecting a male, or John, for the most part.
yes.
Mm. Well, no. That would have been me.
And who are you?
I am Elaine. Madame Elaine. I own this little... Go ahead, go ahead.
It was a pleasure to meet you, Miss Elaine.
Oh, and likewise. I'm glad you made it safely from that ordeal. Now, from what I've gathered from the phone, there was a bit of... What to say? There's a bit of a strange magical happenings in the vehicle you were transporting yourselves in. The train? Hmm. Well, first of all, as she waves her servants away, they all move about. You're free to go if you so wish. But if not, I would very aptly suggest that we wait till until nightfall. And then I shall personally escort you back to John's establishment. I know right now taking the train doesn't seem like the most likely thing, and hailing a cab is almost out of the question. Yes. Okay.
Alright, well, what do you expect us to do now? You know what we saw. What was that? What was
I actually do not know what you saw. Tressa looked about, and it was some sort of monster. That's the only way I could describe it. Henry looks at you, Anthony. Maybe you having an answer of some sort.
No, he's sitting there with like his arms crossed, still looking like with that dirty ass look. Like, he's not happy about the situation at all.
Mm. And so she says, Elaine looks at you and says, "Well, what exactly, what exactly happened?"
well, John told us to, go shopping and get some things, for our new place, I guess. We ended up leaving to the mall or whatever it was. When we got there, we were attacked by something. Joe actually was choking and he felt it as he was like burning. So we decided to leave. Went to the subway and took it. That's when we were attacked by some freaks. And then he turned into an even bigger freak apparently. And let's shut the lights off and stop the train. Apparently, from Joe's description, said it was a bat-like creature.
Ah, well, well, to be frank and honest, when we spoke on the phone at first, I told him to get on the train as fast as possible. I assumed there was something coming after you, but I did not assume that it was a large creature of any sort. I played events in a certain way so they will guide you here so that I can keep you safe. That's how that phone works. For the nearest person who can get a hold of, you can get a hold of, it will reach them, and we will offer you refuge. Refuge.
And let me know one time use.
hmm Unfortunately, we can't really trust many people who come through here so adamantly. So the Major Dean sort of screens people. You have your regular folks who come here and come in for the food, and then you have your people who are running away from something. We tell them to go wash their hands with the green soap because it puts them at ease. It's an herbal sort of remedy that we've learned from the Akashics. And she looks back, and then we empty out the restaurant just in case anyone decides to try to come up those stairs. But for the most part, it looks like you're safe.
So how's nothing like tracking us right now?
Oh,
They're not looking for us. Let's keep this safe here.
mm, the the uh, the smell of the food.
What? He's got like this puzzled look.
Hmm. Yes, it's the scent that we cook here, and then you start realizing there's a very very like aromatic uh, flavor in the air, garlicky and like pasta, that stuff. You know, um, and she looks at you, and then she says, "I know it's been a common term for you as of late, but truly, it is magic. My magic, to be precise."
He puts his two fingers on his nose and pinching it, pinching his nose. Well, oh boy. This is really, really strange. How long are we gonna be here anyway?
Hmm. Till nightfall, until we can move out at peace. Unless you so wish to adamant. And she looks at you, Anthony. If you are so adamant of leaving now, you're more than welcome to.
I'm starting to think I will.
The door is over there.
Anthony, I don't know about the both of you.
You know what? I don't know if it's
would that put your mind at ease?
Yeah, it will.
Okay. You get like a sensation in your arm wherever your phone your is ringing at, and it starts vibrating. Like,
And with that, can you answer?
and he said, "Hello, hey,
Hey, hey, John?
yes, this is he,
Hey, is that, Arisa brother?
Arissa." No,
I'm sorry, what did you say your name was again?
Elaine.
Oh, Elaine.
Oh, Miss Elaine, Madam Elaine. Yes, yes, I do. Oh, oh, the phone, huh?
Yes. Has a unique way of showing trust.
Oh, she's one of the old school mages. Just take a back seat. She'll watch out for you. God, you're that far? What the hell was after you?
Some kind of black mystery. I'll talk to you later, alright?
All right. Wait. Hey,
Yep.
before you leave, don't leave her side until nightfall. All right? Seriously, she's kind of adamant about that.
I hear you.
Yeah. Peace.
Hangs up, and then he takes the key.
And she looks at you and just whine.
You know, take a glasses. I need it.
Mm.
He's like adjusting in the chair.
So, I'm sure John hasn't had enough time to regale you with all the things which are going on in our fair, beautiful city, huh?
Slowly but surely.
Mm. He looks. Mm. Well, I do know quite a bit about you all. I know that back in your heyday, you were all quite powerful mages. Some of you in traditions, and she looks at Henry, and some of you under families, which. And she pauses. But yeah, it means nothing now. Apparently, you can barely hold a candle to any of your powers. I hear the Chantry is going to be bringing some muscle to spur you back into shape.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, I think it's kind of well-known knowledge within the last couple of hours that they're trying to see what you can do. See if you can get back into your fighting shape.
Throw us in the deep end?
Mm-hmm. The best way to learn to swim or die, you know.
This is, a little ludicrous, lady.
Well, your life is no longer any sort of comfortable walk. You're walking the sharp edge of the sword.
Hey,
Sharp
Yes,
you French people don't mind smoking inside, right?
we French people. I'm actually from Ireland, but I lost my accent quite a long time ago. Feel free to do so.
Appreciate it. Pull out a cigarette and steps out.
Ah, and then you see they bring some food in from the kitchen. It's a cheese plate with an assortment of obviously cheese, crackers, and fruit to accompany it. So
What's your last name?
she looks about and she bows her head and she says, "That's for me to know and for you never to find out." How about that? Does the name Elaine not suit your needs?
Well, you know, don't get me, I'll go by.
Okay. Hey Mike, give me some bar music. I can't figure out what's his face.
No problem.
What's his name from the one we listened to, the piano dude,
Piano.
black dude, piano dude. Can I remember? All alone now
Wait, what?
on Google Play. No, no, it was an actual artist. I just cannot remember his name. Red something.
Oh, Red Garland?
Red Garland. There you go. Yeah, I got it.
I think Red Garland.
I mean, I gotta do it to Spotify and whatnot. What? Interesting. Did they just not have Red Garland on the?
You, look at it?
No, you can't. It won't use it with the OBS.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, now this thing's tripping. Okay. Oh wow. Oh wow. What is going on? Now my computer just freaking out. Oh boy. Hang on, guys. Having technical difficulties. All right. Keep RPing. Meanwhile, between you amongst each other, just give me a second.
No, she's where I was moving.
Oh, okay. Well, give me a second.
That's why I said let me know when you're ready.
In the meantime, we'll like sit here.
Smoke the
Huh.
fun.
He's like sitting there in his car now looking outside on this. And he's like, how are y'all holding up? Are you guys holding up?
Better now.
As it is scary, he kind of chuckles.
Yeah. And immediately being put in here with some men in black kind of shit holding me up. It certainly didn't help my nerves.
Man, whatever that herbal shit that way to happen, it didn't work on you, did it?
I've been a little jumpy ever since the mission statement has been that something's gonna try and kill us, and we've got to go up.
Isn't that like every day?
Apparently.
I mean, even before all this, something could have killed you at any point.
Yeah, but I mean, it wasn't a Nostradamus or whatever.
All right, I'm back. Sorry about that, gentlemen.
So you ready for you ready?
I'm about to be. Yeah. I have no idea why that did that. Did I miss anything?
We made some good progress.
Oh God, my ears. It's like you scroll through his music and you're like, whoa, this will never end.
You got to know.
Oh, here you go. Yeah, it's all alone. All right, cool. So, you are being with me. What's up?
Um, um, at some point, Anthony's gonna look at her and be like, "Hey, sorry about earlier. We just kind of got off on the wrong foot. What with being held hostage after being in a dangerous situation on a train earlier."
She takes a seat back and she just gives you a smile. Ah, those words. They're so full of honey. You remind me of individuals who came here before but I accept your apology. No need to fret, my friend. Is everybody here? Also, is RD even here?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay. So, as you, some food comes out. She says, cheese? Anyone?
Yeah, it takes a while.
So, you look as though all of this must be just one giant, just clusterfuck of goings on, huh?
Yeah, so,
Yes, a clusterfuck. Isn't that a term that some Americans use from time to time? Oh, and the clothing and the mannerisms, something that you learn. And then Tress says, I don't mean to, you know, be the girl in this situation, but I love your dress. I just like, thank you. uh, um, and so, so, I'm sure we've both have questions for each other. And Joe, you said you saw was some creature, snake-like, correct?
That's not what I saw. That's what he saw. He saw that huge rat. Let's say long neck, as you would say, kind of like a snout. That's what he. Yeah, kind of long snout. Big rat.
Ah, huh. So, hmm, seems that people are aware of your presence here, which brings us to a bad kind of conundrum. Unfortunately, you live about 20 to 30 miles away from my current establishment, so I can't keep you here, for safety. But do tell John that they are sending beholders after you.
oh, so, that's good. Yeah, oh, who's those?
The creatures that, let's say, travel amongst individuals to keep an eye on things, a literal eye. So,
Strange.
seems strange to me as well that someone or one of them went forth and attacked you. Wonder why.
So, question.
Answer.
Do you know what we wanted for?
And she tips her wine again. Somewhat. And she looks at, starting with you, Joe. She says, I know you were a Thonatonic mage. She looks at you, oh, you were one of the Euthanatos. One of my people. Yeah, but that's a rather crude term for what we do.
Did you know him?
I knew of you, but I knew your former master very well.
You mean my grandfather?
Hmm.
You wouldn't happen to know how he's doing these days.
Oh, unfortunately, just say the goings ons of human life overtake that of the mages in his current situation. He has a lot of things on his plate, alongside your uncle. I mean, your great uncle. Hmm. You were one of the Akashics. You're lucky that you two both are not fighting. She looks at you. uh, Jeff.
Well, what do you mean?
Even though you have the mannerisms of that of not to be crude in what I'm about to say, a unintelligent individual from the south side of Chicago, but you truly had power, raw power, and normally our traditions don't get along all too well. But I'm past all that. I understand that we're here to fight a bigger war, and that we are following the footsteps of giants to achieve that.
Can't really take big person to say that. So you told me Joker is like so
What? And she looks at you puzzled.
so the circle made by the big family.
Ah. Yes, yes, indeed. But no, not Jake. Just a very select few. There's a.
I'm sorry I asked. Damn.
No, by no means, no, no. I respect you. I respect everything you both do. See, outside these walls, maybe not. They are kind. Don't usually receive each other's company all that well. It's all about, idealisms and, you know, all that stuff.
What about the three of us?
Mm. Well, you were the mystery child, honestly. I know your master. Both your master and Henry. Hmm. Henry, before I get any further, have you remembered anything from your past? And he has that dopey oh, I'm on the spot look, and he returns back to center and he says, "Honestly, madam, I have not, and I've I feel as though I'm grateful to be here with these people, but if I may be so bold into saying that I feel extremely lost. I feel I don't know. I can't remember anything." And she looks at him and leans forward. She puts her hand on the table and crosses her hands and lays her chin on the top of him, like a bridge, And she says, "Perhaps that's for the better. Perhaps." And he looks at her like, "Huh?" Like, bitch, what? Uh, but yeah, you were the mystery child, apparently. Something along the lines of, oh, yes, you were a marvelous conductor of fire. Better than anyone the world has ever seen. Or at least that's what the tales say. You would imagine that after hearing some of your escapades, it's hard to believe, even to a mage's uh, openness, open-mindedness. Yeah.
Seems to be the only cool one about me.
Uh, mm. Well, perhaps when you meet Gillian, he'll jar your memory a bit more.
Who's he?
It's actually a she. Your master.
Huh. Hopeful I can get send that to outside of final entrance on fire.
Hmm. Maybe your whole life revolved around that, and that it's an unfortunate case. But either way. And then she looks at Big Mac's character, and you were Yoboro. I am the yeah. And we return back to Tressa. And she looks
It's Japanese grunt.
yeah. Um and um she looks at Tressa. But you, Tressa,
Hold trying to get something clear because it feels like we've been going back and forth on this, and I don't know if I'm the only person noticing it or if I'm just like crazy and mishearing things. Is her name Tressa or Tessa?
Tressa.
Because I swear I've heard Tessa a lot of times.
No, it's Tressa.
Okay.
Yeah. And she looks back at Tressa and she says, "But honestly, out of anyone here at the table, I have no idea what made you so special. And don't take this the wrong way." She like stretches her hand away. "I just never heard of you." And Tressa looks about and was like, "Well, I guess that's a good thing. Keeps me out of harm's way." I think that's a good way to look at it. Perhaps you will prove me wrong, and maybe you are some kind of goddess here living on Earth. And he looks back. I wouldn't count on it. So, and she looks about. Any questions before I have to retire for a bit of, say, conversations with some individuals? Higher echelon stuff, you know.
Well, just playing anything out.
Yeah. Make yourselves as comfortable as you want. Order whatever food you like. And then, one of my drivers shall escort you back promptly.
What time?
Well, you have about an hour and a half until the sun falls down. No.
Maybe he'll stand up. And he'll just nod to everyone. It's this man. Like, the lady's gonna have some company or something.
Oh, no, I won't be having him here. By no means, by no means. Yeah. I'd rather speak to you anyways. I'll leave and deal with them soon enough. So, I'm pretty sure you feel as though you've been strong-armed into a lot of situations since you've arrived back on terra firma, huh?
Well, I haven't even called any.
Well, I apologize. No one should be calling you an idiot. Plus, you saved these individuals' lives. Both of you. She looks at you and Joe. And, I guess I'll speak on behalf. I'm going to take some civil liberties here. I'm sure you've been to the large, eloquently made chantry, correct? With the book in the center?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure you have either no questions, don't care, or a lot of questions in regards to that. And I'm sure due to John's demeanor, for the sake of brevity, he is not too open about what is going on. I'm sure he spoke in some dark terms here and there, perhaps. Nafandi, of things of that nature.
Yeah. What is that?
Creatures of dark. Heinous, destructive things which humans, mages, which are so vile and all they wish to do is rip apart the world. They're not here to play nice. They're here to bring the end of the universe, from what I understand. And they love and absolutely adore taking more into their fold.
Okay, so, give me a
Mm-hmm.
from a scale of 1 to 10. 1 being nice, fluffy pink, and 10 being full of. What are we talking about?
Give me 2 more, and that's where you're at. A solid 12. Because, you see, unlike Godzilla, which are just forces. Which by the way, I'm a big fan of Godzilla. A force of nature that can't be rivaled. The thing is, this is a force of nature that has control, that's cunning, that will be willing to rip apart your family from the inside out, and then laugh as you all kill each other or cannibalize upon their, and perhaps take the last living relative upon their fold and tell them that everything they knew about their family was a lie, and then turn that little boy with magical gifts into a tyrant that will more than likely start the cycle all over again until everything around is nay.
So, if I'm reading what you're about, and I think I studied this, but you're telling me that he's the authority of basically evil nature.
To give him the title mage would be too much of a, let's say, compliment. But yes, in the end of the day, they are. They're the antithesis. There are evil mages. There are mages who use their power for heinous acts. But then there are Nefandi. They have their own goals and dark deeds that they wish to implore upon the world. Oh, because um, do you remember World War II? Obviously, that obviously, but you remember the history text, correct? Heinous acts of violence, genocide, things of that nature. People wonder why do people do things like that? Why? What would bring someone to massacre so many? Your answer is right there. Nefandi. Nefandi, whichever way you want to fucking say it. They are the perpetrators of large scale killing, mass shootings, murders, tortures. You never really know who really could be in Nefandi until the time is too late.
I mean, it's cute and all, but then you've got some darkness amongst them that can force you to do those things, but as far as I can tell, that's just within human nature.
Mm. And now you will be right. Like I said, there are evil mages, and then there are Nefandi. Nefandi go through, let's just say, a transformation that there's no going back from. So says the text. Don't believe me too much on that. Just like there are regular humans, obviously, that you just stated, who can do evil acts or not, but they are here to destroy everything, not for just simple pleasure, which they, I'm pretty sure, in some sick, twisted fucking way, they find solace in, but they're here to end it all. And you wonder, well, fuck it, why am I even fighting, They're these crazy evil mages. And the answer is because we owe it to those who went before us. And though you might not know who they are, you're alive now because of them. Even though you were asleep, I'm sure. You'll count that into.
This is a lot
Hmm.
to take in.
I suggest you take it all in one go, so it'll hurt less later on.
So, what drives you to do that?
Well, that is a question only an Afani can answer. But
It starts somewhere.
no one knows, to be honest.
Right?
Correct? Isn't that just an infuriating paradox? You can't.
You may want to go through what you went through.
Mm, I'm sure.
You just reminded me of another question I had.
Mm,
John mentioned a word that you just used, uh, paradox.
ah, The beautiful word, paradox. The one that sends our kind into a screaming panic. In what context did he use it in, if you recall?
I think he said that if it hurt us, something for us to worry about.
Ah. So, I guess the next lesson begins here. To give you the grander scope of what could be. So we have the Nefandi, who are pretty much in. Let's say if you played a tabletop game, they'll be your typical lawful evil. They have grander schemes, they have control, and, do things behind your back, and kill people, and massacre, and blah, 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 right? On the other spectrum of, let's just say, evil, let's just go with chaos. Paradox is a thing which, let's just say, hurts us mages who think of ourselves godlike amongst men. You ever wonder why you see people and you sometimes can't garner why we say magic? I recall when I said it earlier, Mr. Jeffrey, you had a very blatant expression, all too common. Magic doesn't exist, or you can't really explain how it is, correct? Well, that's because most people don't believe in magic. No. There's a... Go ahead.
So, I told you that pigs can fly, pigs really can fly, something.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. You can make pigs fly. You could. There'd be no problem. But would you say that a miracle would make that happen? A god, perhaps? Something that nature would cause, some great act of magical prowess would cause pigs to fly? Or would you say that you could mutate a pig eventually in some form of fashion to eventually sprout wings and they can fly?
People who learn to whatever they want to believe in, like,
And that's what magic is for. It's a beautiful thing. Once you know that there is magic coursing through this beautiful world which we lay our feet upon and wake up to the sunlight, your perception of everything changes. Even though you try to deny it, it's there. So, back to the question at hand of paradox. Let's just say that I was trying to make those pigs fly, give them, sprout wings upon them and let them fly. Do you think people will believe it once they see it?
probably not.
Exactly. And so everyone else doesn't believe it. And so picture it as the water system. There's a large cloud, that absorbs all the water, and then the water comes down. Imagine as a paradox rains upon you and the people evaporate into the clouds. The people's ideas evaporate into the cloud and come back down as paradox because they don't believe that pigs can fly, and that you just use magic to make that so, and that everything is an illusion. Paradox has a way of saying that, hey, people don't believe this over here, so guess what? You're going to be hurting. Something is going to go wrong. And at the very dire straits, it could just be your own downfall. Death. Or perhaps worse than death. And that's why you don't see blatant amount of magic being used here and there. You don't see spirit bombs. By the way, I'm a Dragon Ball Z fan. And you don't see great deeds of magic ever caused anymore. That's because most people don't believe it. And most people fear the paradox. Most mages who do know that magic exists don't use it out in the open.
How do we, use this, anymore?
Well, that is for... Unfortunately, as much as I would like to tell you so, it comes from something within. Your perception and the way you feel it come through. Or perhaps, she looks at Henry, are taught it. There's a myriad of ways to achieve it, but the main thesis of it all. It said it comes from within you, how you view the world. It's quite a perplexing thing, if you ask me. Actually, it's more like fucking annoying. Because you try to teach somebody one thing, and then the other asshole teaches them another thing, and we can't ever agree upon which is the best way. Which then brings me forth to traditions, orders. We have Thanatos, we have the Akashics, we have 7 others who believe their way of magic is better or more sustainable. But it comes.
We can't work as some sort of unit, even though we're going to be soon.
Oh,
We'll see what we want.
you remember that statement about hubris, about being godlike? Unfortunately, some people never get past that stage, even though paradox is a very, very prominent reminder of that. And one person believes him to be more powerful than the other. To be honest, mages, to be honest, to put myself in there, are greedy assholes who think ourselves better than anything that has ever walked, and are willing to change reality itself to serve our needs. And so when our reality around us isn't changed or doesn't meet someone else's, it's only normal. As Mr. Joe said, human nature kicks in.
I don't cry.
You don't have to, because you already have it.
Because strokes his chain. I don't have anything else to ask.
Hmm.
It's like, what was that thing in that book I read before we came here?
Oh, you were privy to the book of Moss, huh?
Yeah, read some of it, though.
Hmm. Well, do you know what that book is, first of all?
Not really.
Uh, the first few lines of it. Here lies the deeds of those who came before us and those who will come after, recorded upon pages so that we may learn and walk in their footsteps. The book.
How'd you read it?
Oh, I've tried to read that book at least 600 times at this point.
600.
Mm.
Yeah. Think you did it by now, huh?
It's not as easy as you think. And she looks upon. Go ahead, Anthony. Indeed. I know this is going to sound quite the existential thing, and I know we just met here, but I'm always happy to regale people with information. It's kind of my specialty. And she looks upon you. The greatest goal that we mages could ever aspire to is that of Ascension. To become one or the omnipotent force which guides the universe and reality itself. To enter the Telarium, to expand it, to change it. Or at least that's what the text says. I never thought it was an actual fucking thing. You know, you suddenly become God. It's like, whoa, that's fucking weird. You know, you see it in movies all the time. But I've seen it before. That book was left behind by someone who ascended right before our eyes. And it was our last gift to us.
I'm stumped, lady. I ain't got anything else to ask you. Except for, what booze you got in this place?
Top shelf.
I'll take some top shelf.
Anybody else?
No, I think I'm good.
Kirk? Nothing. All right. And she says, well, since you're all out of questions, if you ever wish to speak again, you know my location. My driver will take you there. Just enjoy the ride. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, it was a pleasure speaking with you all.
Two.
And, she,
No, I'm
mhm. And so she gets up, grabs her purse, puts on a pair of sunglasses, shades. She puts on a sun hat, which matches her all white dress, black shades. She puts on a couple of rings on her fingers. And now she looks like even more opulent and stuck up than she looked beforehand. And the four individuals come forward and they go down the stairs, past the maitre d' and down the stairs. You can oversee the street, and if you look, keep looking, they don't look like going anywhere. Matter of fact, they look like they're going into an alleyway between two large buildings where it seems to be a bunch of trash and things of that nature, and they just keep walking past it until they're gone from view. What, Kurt? So Tressa looks at all of you, like kind of. So magic, huh? Ascending.
I can't believe I've been trapped into some sort of Harry Potter nightmare. This is killing me. Yeah, it is.
Uh, Ascension, huh? She looks at Henry. Oh, I really wish I could remember. I don't know.
You know, I was kind of looking forward to getting answers, but I don't know how I feel when it's all a bunch of gibberish.
Well, what didn't you get from that?
Uh, there's some wild mages who are special and evil, and that's one of the things we want to kill. But other than that, I don't really know. We got, like you said, Ascension. What the hell is that even? And we got paradox. If people don't believe what we do, something happens. I don't really get that. So, like, a Santa Claus kind of thing.
Hopefully, it's just simply that.
I guess what she means is we gotta keep it a secret. I guess we shouldn't try to do too much on it. Cause, probably go crazy.
Well, I guess it's a good thing I know how to do that, huh?
Yeah, no, we were clear. Yeah, you know, just want to figure out where my talk show be. People are saying, where's my talk show? He's like,
It's really busy and stuff. Well, not really busy. There's noise coming from the background. The maitre d' yells some words to some people in the back, and not too long after, you clap your hands. Somebody comes forth. They're on their way. On their way. But Tressa looks at you all and says, "Well, from the sound of it, some of you should not be friends at all, but yet here we are."
It's pretty focused so that I will just stop and, like, motion towards Henry.
And Henry takes it. You know, you light it up for him.
Yeah.
He takes a drag out of it, and he says, hey, I just want to apologize to everyone. I didn't mean to put anyone an alarm. He looks at you, Jeffrey, and he says, "I just thought it'd be better for me to, hold him off if I could. But hey, things got crazy, and you, thank you for saving my life."
Well, he goes, hey, think I'm doing nothing stupid like that anymore. I never love me. Me. I'll kick your ass, alright? It's like, we can actually guess, bro.
Yeah, he gives you a smile through his cigarette, and hey, Joe, don't want to be all buddy buddy with you. I know you like to keep your demeanor, but thanks for looking out for Tressa. Tressa says, Tressa looks at her, and she like hits him in his chest, and he like cuffs off what he's spoken. He's like, shit. Like so. Um, and says, listen next time, and he nods. So, says Tressa, let's just say hypothetically, since this is all hypothetical, and we've seen magical creatures, supposedly. If we if we do have the magic literally in us in our hands, what do you suggest we do? I mean, do we go forth and change the world, or do we become like those Nafandi she spoke of? Where? And she looks upon you.
Say one in total. That would be safe.
She nods. Hmm. She looks at you and she says, like with a cold stare, not like a heartless stare, but like a intense stare. She says, "To be honest, I've been ruminating about that, and I've come to the conclusion that I don't give a damn about what the hell was in my past." And she just added fuel to the fire by saying that I can do something now, can I not? There's things out here trying to kill me. I'm supposedly have some kind of great power. Somebody knows what I could have done. I don't know. And I always hear this fucking song in my head. Even though it's... Anyways. The point is now, I know for you, you have a family to go to. Perhaps I do. Perhaps I have a husband or perhaps children. But I do not know. And honestly, I do not care. I'm actually surprised I even still hold the name Tressa and not change it to something else. Something I'd rather feel. That makes sense. Not often are you given a chance to live life twice and start anew.
You know, thank you, guy. Is there a
Yeah,
train over here?
yeah.
Thank you, a drag and, put the mask in place. Alright, I'll, what would it be?
haven't thought about it. I honestly haven't thought one bit.
You gotta be thinking about what your name would be if you became one of us.
No. And perhaps I was a mass killer. Perhaps I was the worst human being on the face of this planet. But now I've been given the chance to have my memories wiped. Perhaps maybe I was a saint or some sort. I helped people. But I will never remember that. And that's okay with me.
Yeah, you must have been real fucked up. Maybe it's like sexual shit,
Maybe. But I have been given this chance. And you do not know who I am or who I was. And that's okay with me. Can't blame you. And I can't blame you for wanting to go home either. But for the rest of us, what about. What? Are we gonna sit here and just. God damn it. What the fuck, Big Mac? Stop that shit. God damn it.
Alright, what was she saying?
She said, but what about the rest of you? I mean, let's just say we actually have fucking Harry Potter powers, whatever you want to call it. What are we gonna do? I mean, obviously there's shit chasing after us, and you see like her like um facade. Well, now her just the way you perceive it, it's like breaking down as she's asking these questions.
Uh, when he says, well, I guess first things first, we gotta kill this Nefandi thing. After that, I plan on trying to figure out what the hell my past was. I don't got, I don't have any clues from anybody other than Fire. I must have burned down a lot of things for my reputation to be so focused like that.
Hmm.
How do you think I feel? No one's giving me any kind of hint. All they're telling me is I'm a cop or I'm an idiot.
You're not an idiot.
Hey,
uh,
hey, you keep it calm. I'm gonna. He like stops. He stops what he's about to say, and he's like, some of us don't have just some random family they can go back to. And he like drinks a little bit more. He's like, I don't. Nobody's told me. You know, I can't just speak some magic language, you know, like you did, and then find out, huh? Nobody's just gonna tell me a fucking puzzle. What do you?
You gotta ask and you gotta look. I mean, I've got a laptop if you want to use it.
I'll break that shit. He's like, I'll break.
You can just sit in your wallowing shit without learning anything then.
Hey,
I just want to complain. I don't want to fix it.
if you so tough, there's the fucking door. But you know, I hope that bullet has more of that, magic juice in it. There's probably a lot more of those things out there. But good luck, tough guy.
Uh, what? How did we get there? You're crazy.
I like it.
You want to know so bad, just leave. You're here telling about how everybody else is fucked up because they have a second chance on life. They don't want to have it. They have their rights. You want your right to go see no family and the Yakuza. Why don't you just leave? There's the door.
Yeah,
No
you know,
one's
that's
stopping you.
funny. I don't, know how to
That,
spell
that, that sounds like an excuse.
Uh,
You really want to go so bad, why don't you leave? The answer
Yeah, I'm not gonna leave just because some douchebag thinks he's telling me something smart. Okay? Listen,
I'm not
it
telling you
takes
anything
money.
smart. If you're gonna
I can't
complain,
just
you
leave.
leave.
You know, I kind of got dropped out here in the middle of fucking nowhere. And I've got
Okay.
things hunting me.
Okay, and
You
that's
know,
our
just
fault
like
too.
you.
And that's our fault too.
I
We're
didn't
not
say it.
stopping you.
When did I blame you? Where are you pulling this from? Explain it to me. Because it doesn't make any fucking sense. I said, hey, listen, if you want to find out about whether you got a life back home, you can use my fucking computer.
You were telling her that she
Yeah, that's got
is
nothing to
fucked
do
up.
with you.
So you're gonna okay, that's fine. You feel that way, sir. I'm not even gonna deal with this anymore. He stands up.
And he
Yeah,
said,
go play White Knight somewhere else, bud.
Don't you shut the fuck up, you crooked. He just walks away.
and then Tressa looks at you, Joe, like with a scowl, and she goes after him.
Hands in the air, like, yeah, okay.
That was good. That was so fucking
Uh,
good.
Anthony's looking over at Henry with a bit of like a, I'm trying not to laugh.
Yeah, Henry's trying to be way too cool, but you know it's like that. Like I'm holding everything back to be like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, he says, Joe. Um. Well, hey, I don't blame you for wanting to go back. It's killing me right now to not be able to know.
Right? That's what I'm saying. Everyone's so ready to jump into this, but they don't know what they're leaving behind. Society, children, to get. You don't feel for the people who are left behind. You don't think about them. You're just like, oh, yay, new, happy beginnings.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey Joe.
So,
Did
what's
did
up?
you ever consider that maybe jumping into this is how we're gonna figure out what our past was?
No, you
Uh,
don't look at. You don't let random people tell you what your past was. You go find out. You don't trust these people. You don't trust anybody you don't know.
then what's your plan for finding out?
I'm gonna use them until I get back. I'm gonna keep myself safe, and I'm gonna try to keep my money to where I can at least make it back.
Okay. So, where are you gonna head back to?
Japan
Okay. What city?
doesn't matter.
So when you get to Japan, what you gonna do from there?
I'm going to find contacts. The Yakuza are all over Japan.
That's an
That's
assumption.
been 5 years. All I have to do is go to a big enough city. Trust me, it's not hard with a face like mine.
And Henry says, hey, I don't want to be playing devil's advocate. But what if when you go back, you're not greeted with open arms and instead they're ready to put a bullet in you?
If my grandfather's still alive, ain't nobody putting a bullet in me.
Well,
And they already confirmed that they've spoken with him recently.
yeah. So wouldn't your best contact be here with
I
your
mean,
grandfather?
I suppose I could just ask them to put me on the phone with my grandfather at some point, but you know, they're kind of trying to train us. I don't know if asking would, let's say they say no, right? What kind of position does that put me in? Now, I'm at odds with these people who have all these magical powers. They can take me out in a second. So you play along for a little bit. Understand?
Hey,
Well,
do whatever you need to do, man. I'm here.
well, we'll look at it from my point of view. The only things I have going about what my past is that I lived in Atlanta and that I something something fire, and that I used to have a mentor. Wouldn't the first place I go to find out be my mentor?
Yeah. Maybe. Maybe. What if he wasn't your mentor?
No, what if I wasn't from Atlanta? What if you weren't from Japan?
I think I'm from Japan. I remember that much.
Well, it's good that some of us have some memories.
Didn't you get a little bit back the other night when you were dreaming?
Mm, My dreams were not really about my past, I don't think. Or if they were, not enough for me to actually have any information to go on.
I can't lie, kid. A lot of this is instinct.
I mean, my instinct's telling me to stick here for the time being.
Is
And
this
you
the
should,
stuff
and
that
you
made you
shouldn't.
want to hit that bodyguard?
That was my instinct too. I didn't trust her, but I'm starting to trust John and those guys. And you shouldn't be giving other people shit for following their instincts either.
Well, you can tell that the information is being throttled. We're not getting the full picture here. Why wouldn't they tell us who we are? They're fucking magic. You think they can't figure that out?
Probably. I mean,
Besides the fact that they have magic, we have the fucking internet. Okay? Information is at your fingertips. It's literally on your wrist. Okay? It shouldn't be that hard. They shouldn't be keeping so much from us. I just don't like it.
hey, she
Comfortable.
Henry
I've been
says,
so comfortable here since I got here.
and
You know, with the little bit of soap. But that's gone.
Henry says, hey, Anthony,
Yeah.
he brings up a good point. How about we check the internet on your phone, right? You can do that still, right?
I guess if it's working now. I was planning on checking it when we got back to the apartment.
Oh.
He opens it up and clicks on it.
And it's actually on. It works.
Do you know your last name?
Sloan.
Okay.
He goes into whatever is the search thing of these days.
It's still Google dominating everything.
He goes to www.google.com and he types in Anthony T. Sloan.
Type in Atlanta.
And as you do, you look and you run into pictures of people and all sorts of different variations of the name. You come even to some Facebook accounts, some social media accounts of the sort, and none of them are you. You try a different combination, perhaps, spelling your actual middle name. Nothing. Nothing appears on the internet of you. And also, the search engine is fucking ridiculously fast. So it's like, yeah.
Yeah, I got an idea. Look up Jeffrey Collins, Chicago.
Okay.
Look for
Looks it
it.
up. He looks it up and he particularly looks up in the Chicago police department.
Okay. You see that there's a picture of Jeffrey Collins, like a white male, fat, receiving an award to become the next detective. But that's as much as you find on with the name.
I guess you're next, Joe. Let's see if we can find anything for you.
I can tell you how to spell it. I guess put Yakuza on it.
You think the Yakuza keep online records?
Probably not. I don't know.
What do you do to Yakuza?
Dot Yakuza.
What do you do to Yakuza?
Hiroyuki Joe Yakuza. Just Yakuza. Yeah, just try Hiroyuki Joe.
You want me to look for a retro record?
I don't think I got arrested, no.
Alright.
Search it up.
And as you do, it's all in fucking Japanese.
I looked through it.
As you do, you don't see you, but you see your grandfather. And it says, news title saying, Head of Yakuza, Yakuza, Yakuza taken into custody after allegations with American arms company gone haywire.
Don't tell me this is true. GG, come on, man.
You want me to look up the arrest records now?
It's him. Yeah. Let's see how long he's been in there. Had to have happened the last 5 years.
What's the date on this info we getting?
It happened 3 years prior.
Hmm. 3 years ago.
Fuck. He kind of like slammed his hand on the ground on the table. That means he's in jail.
Hmm.
Damn it.
Man, you're lucky, Joe.
How?
You seem to be getting all the information about your past.
It's nothing good.
Yeah, I'm afraid it might be the same for some of us too.
I'm worried though. That Jeffrey Collins guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why is he a fat white dude?
There's probably more Jeffrey Collins. I don't really know him
He
good
works for
alone.
the police department that got promoted to detective.
No?
No, I don't think so. Maybe
May-
he's from Chicago. I don't know.
Maybe Jeffrey Collins was a fake name of his or something.
Maybe.
I didn't see any information on myself.
You know, he could be remembering it wrong.
And so,
Oh,
as
you said the same for all of us.
as you guys are talking, Tressa catches up with Jeffrey, and she says, "Jeff, Jeffrey,
Yeah.
hey, slow down." And she's like, "Where are you going?"
Away. I need to cool my head. What do you need?
I need you not to go away.
Why? I'm not gonna sit there and be berated.
Oh. But he's not the only one at the table. There's more of us. You're one of us.
Apparently I'm not.
Oh, come on. You know better. Plus, we all know him. He never helped out anyone trying to when we crash landed.
Wait, wait,
What'd you say? Sorry, I think.
I'm sorry. You cut out for me.
Okay, sorry. I said, he's like, and you know, he didn't help anyone whenever we crash landed on the back on Earth. Do you gonna actually believe the words are coming out of his mouth? You're a good person, Jeffrey. Don't let him rattle you like that.
That's why I walked away. I needed to calm my head.
Come back to the table. Plus, we all need to stay together so we can leave together. We don't need a cold car ride back.
I'll stay here for right now.
Do come back.
I'll be back. I'll be back. He's kind of rushing me. He's like, I'll be back. I'll be back.
And she like turns around and she like gives you like the two fingers and the eyes and then looking back at you, points it back at you, and then she points at you with her index finger. She heads back to the table. So what do I catch when I come back to the table?
I'm asking Henry, hey, you're up.
And he says, "I don't even know my last name, man. You know how many Henrys are in the world?
Oh,
It's alright though. I'm pretty sure eventually I will. I'm just hoping to God I wasn't some fucking killer or something."
Yeah, tell me about
And she comes to the tech table and comes back, and then there's like a fucking.
he kind of like laughs at that, like,
And so here, wait, hold on, let me see something. Time to start looking at some character sheets. Where are you, Joe?
turn to Tressa and be like, so, what's your last name, Tressa? Do you remember?
No. And so, like, uh, Joe,
I'm definitely gonna. Oh, sorry. Also, Uvo.
yeah, Uvo, and we'll save
Uvo's
that.
got 17 names, so we should be able to get pretty specific.
Um,
Uvo, champ.
you don't find anything on Uvo.
Whoa. When he was the champion.
Hmm. Instead, you see someone else who's been holding the title for about 10 years. Supposedly the same amount of time that Uvo has been wrestling for.
What is this name?
We'll get back to you on that one.
Dun dun dun.
Yeah.
I'm gonna search him on this one.
Okay. So, Joe, you feel this weird sensation like in the middle you of you talking no asking Tressa about her last name. You feel like this ringing in your head that comes forth after she gives you an answer. And your attention gets like drawn onto the table,
Okay.
and you see there is a coin on there, quite thick, like a half-dollar kind of coin. And once you stare at it, it goes away. Uh, the ringing,
How does it disappear?
like the ringing in your head, like it sounds like tinnitus. Yeah. And you look at it and it goes away. And the moment you look back around, it just keeps ringing.
I'm gonna touch the coin.
Just a coin, and you do. And there, once you do have it, you flip it, right? Like you're holding, you slide it, and you put it in your hand to look at it, to observe it, right? And you see that uh, one of the cups was very close to the side of the table when uh, where Tressa was at. She didn't realize she drops it onto the ground. She's like, "Fuck!" She gets startled.
What is it?
I'm just like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry." She looks about, and some of the waiters come by and start helping her clean it up. And he's like, "No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry."
What happens when I let go of the
The ringing stops. No
let
more.
go?
Hmm?
When I let go of it?
When you let go of it,
Yeah, when we put it back down on the table.
yeah,
I don't understand what's happening.
none happens.
No ringing still.
No ringing.
Kind of look around. Like what is going on? Am I gonna just maybe play it off like
Mm-hmm.
let's see.
Yeah. Let's wait for Mike to get back. Okay. So you guys holding up all right over there? Hello.
What's up?
So you guys holding up all right over there?
Yeah.
I just looked at the chat. Hey, Mike. All right, whatever. We'll keep playing. So You let go of the coin, and how long until Jeff comes back to the table? KT?
Oh shit, sorry. Well, yeah. My bad. Well, I was distracted. I was watching something. What's up?
Um, how long until you get back to the table?
I don't know. I wait for about 10 minutes.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna just chuck it up to you guys sort of converse minutely about things after that incident, and nighttime comes, and from the staircase comes an individual dressed in a limousine driver outfit, and he comes to the table and he bows and he says, "Ladies and gentlemen, I am here to escort you back to your abode." Tressa looks at you and she's like, oh, "Finally." And so he's like, "I am here. Hopefully, I hear that it will be quite an exquisite night to drive to the countryside back to where you are staying." Okay.
Yeah, I'm ready.
KT?
Yeah. Yeah, well, sorry. Okay, what?
So you ready to go? Your escort has arrived.
Alright, sorry. I think it's cutting out or something.
Okay.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. So you guys had to go downstairs, and there's a large limousine waiting for you all. You're driven in there, tinted windows to the max. Car seats are quite comfortable, spacious enough for you to stretch. You know, it's a limousine. The music, huh? Yeah, there's a little bar in there. Tressa's kind of taken aback, but just like the amount of luxury which this thing's exuding, and Henry's looking at his very Henryish way. Yeah. So the car ride back home goes smoothly. Um, he was right as far as the drive back home to the bit of countryside you have to go through. There was a parade that's happening in a nearby town that you have to bypass through. Not anything crazy. Um, and just the huh? Yeah, looks pretty. And it's there's some streets he has to take through the town uh, to get back there, and there's just a bunch of just street lights and things of that nature to have some sort of festival. And then you get back to the eventually, not so long after you get back to the bakery. The gentleman goes and opens the door to leave you out, and he says to the first person who comes out, "Who's gonna be?"
I guess it'll be me.
Okay. So, and he says, "Well, I hope you found this ride enjoyable, Monsieur."
Yeah, I don't remember the last time I was in a limo. Thanks.
My pleasure. And at the very front of the steps of the bakery stands both John and Malin, looking at you both. Yeah, their backs are like, well, they look darker than what they appear because they're being silhouetted by the light coming inside the bakery. So you look kind of a bit ominous.
Anthony's gonna. What's up? What's up, Kurt?
No, they just look ominous. That's all.
Anthony's gonna walk up to John and put a hand out towards him.
And he receives it and shakes it.
And then he stabs you.
Anthony says, "Good to be back after that hell of a day."
Good to have you back. And Ellen looks at Rose and Tressa and her should be the second person, and Henry next. Leaving both of you last. Well, with Uvo. And Maylin goes forth and gives both a hug to Tressa and Henry. And she's like, I'm so sorry you had to deal with that. But KT?
What's up?
You were going to say something.
Oh yeah, I just said I get out.
Okay. Same thing. And it's like, hey, they pretty much greet everyone once they get there. And it's just like, your shopping go well? Besides,
He kind of leans back and doesn't say a word.
These phones they got nowadays are pretty cool.
Oh, yeah. I, yeah, phones. I haven't had use for them in such a long time. I often forget. Be careful, though. We're going to have to purge it before you can actually use it cleanly.
I guess I didn't think of that.
Sorry.
Hey, would it be a problem if we looked up our names?
And they exchange glances, and they nod for you guys to come inside the bakery.
Alright.
He kind of looks back at Joe and it's like, oh shit. he's got that look of like, I should have known this would happen.
And so they go in and they do the same spiel. Would they go in and lock the bakery? They clap so it looks darker outside. And it says, looking your name up on the internet. I see no problem if only you were able to be found. This is not by our doing, by the way.
Wait, come again?
You see, the people who held you hostage purged every single conceivable record of you that there is. This is why we can't give you a 100% accuracy of who you are. Because they're holding the information from us deep in their archives in some godforsaken fucking place here on Earth.
That's the thing, though. I thought you said you got your information from that book. Reading about us.
See,
That's not the same. That's truth, right?
that is very truth. But only one person has been able to read that book completely. And she was the one person you met. She was the one who told you who you were. But even then, she feels like it's not her place to tell everything.
Okay, I get it. Boundaries and such. But, that information is pivotal. And I need to know the truth.
Wait, but we did have people that knew us before, right?
Well, yeah. Hopefully they're still alive and not hurting. Maybe their minds have been wiped by the technocracy, and God knows I don't need to lay another layer of shit on your mind.
They'd have a hard time getting to all the people I've been with, I suppose,
And he looks at you with like,
organization.
and he says, looks at you, he's like, don't be so sure about that.
What, he could just snap his fingers and do it to multiple people?
It's not one person. You are aware of that, right?
Well, yes, but a whole organization.
Don't be too surprised if you find somebody within our ranks who's doing the exact same thing to us. Hey, you sound kind of far away, Kirk. I heard what you said, but you sound kind of far.
Sorry.
Very good. And he says, I'm not here to keep secrets from you. I'm not here to try to hide things from you. I'm not here to hurt you, and I'm not here to try to babysit you and keep you docile. I'm not here to make you anything. I'm here because I was told to by my previous master to do so, to help you as much as I can. And that is what I intend to do. Here, Meilin, as well. We were given a place to live and to help those who are in deep need of our help. As you probably undoubtedly know, she probably told you about the paradox. Hmm?
Yeah, I asked her about it.
Yeah. Well, it comes with a price. Let's just say that using magic doesn't make you God. It makes you a living target for every conceivable thing which stands upon this earth. Even the sleepers, the people who can't use magic. There's things out there, as I said before, Nefandi, vampires, the technocracy, fucking werewolves, things, monsters, obviously, which you encountered, which you do nothing more than to rend you apart and drink your quintessence, which is the very fabric of what allows you to cast your will working powers. And to play. I'm not here to play your master. I'm here to be only nothing but your comrade. So if you're thinking that I, or Mei Lin, or anybody in the Chantry which you have met thus far is out here trying to keep you, by all means, the door is right there.
Anthony glances over at Joe.
All right. All right. Let's say I wanted to leave. Would you pay for a plane ticket so that I could get to Tokyo?
And he looks at you, and he says, yeah, I would.
I'd like to visit there then.
But I will tell you this. You will have to find your own way back if things go right and you want to come back. Joe, what you're asking is to be a solitary person traveling through a time where people who are going to be hunting you. You can't force any one of us to go. You wanted to do this by yourself. You could get ambushed and you could end up right back where you were originally at. I'm not telling this again to keep you here, but this is a warning. The warning I give to everyone who passes through here.
Okay. So you're saying getting there would get me killed, but
It won't necessarily
surely
get you
there are
killed.
people on the other side, my side, the Yakuza, who would bring me in safely should they know of my existence again. Perhaps I could arrange something, but I would need the use of a phone and how to reach them. And that might, that sounds like it's asking a lot.
Maylin intervenes and she like stretches a hand before John says anything, and she literally puts her hand like over his mouth, not like on top of it, like not on it, but like over it, hovering around, and she says to you in Japanese, and she's looking at Uvo at the same time. She says, "If you're thinking the Yakuza has the same prominence that it had in your time of reckoning, you will be very, very remiss." Fucking forgot the name of it. The Asiatic Chinese motherfuckers have come and taken over many of the,
The Wujin.
yeah, the Wu,
The
Uh,
Wu-Tang Clan.
have overcome, for real. And she says plainly, to be marked as a Yakuza there is to find only enemies in a bed, only snakes and viper in a den of wolves. You are nothing like you were before. Your grandfather is actually in the safest place, and that I can reassure you.
Where's that?
She looks at you and she nods. I can't tell you, but I can promise you this.
No, 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 no. You're the one who said not here to keep secrets.
And she says, I cannot tell you. She like her demeanor changes. Because I was sworn to secrecy, but if you will let me finish. Let's just say he has access to come in and out of there. I'm pretty sure you've looked him up on the internet, correct?
Yeah, he's in jail.
Yes, that was a ploy by us. He's not in jail. But wherever he is safe. And he's coming. And with that, next time on Mage the Ascension.
Dun, dun, dun.